U.S. President Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff is set to visit Israel starting on Tuesday for meetings with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel's military chief. The visit comes amid rising tensions with Iran and as the Trump administration pushes ahead with plans to end the Gaza war. Israeli officials say Witkoff's meetings will prepare for the possible resumption of U.S.-Iran nuclear talks following recent discussions between U.S. and Israeli military leaders in Washington. This trip underscores Washington's deepening engagement in the Middle East and its efforts to manage multiple security challenges. Now we welcome back Mr. Peter Baum. He's the editor at Weekly Blitz, joins us live from London. Thank you very much, Mr. Baum, for staying with us. Now looking at this, what are we to make of this, U.S. President envoy Steve Witkoff was upcoming visit to Israel once again?
Yeah, Mr. Witkoff is the most trusted of Donald Trump's lieutenants, who has been at the very center of every negotiation, whether it's Ukraine or Iran or with Greenland, etc. So the visit is very significant, and the feedback that I'm getting from people close to both administrations is that Mr. Witkoff is there in Israel to explain to Mr. Netanyahu what Mr. Trump's position is regarding the negotiations, and to assuage any fears that the Israeli government have about Donald Trump going a little bit soft on the Iranian administration. Let's be clear. The objective of Donald Trump is to achieve regime change within Iran without any American boots on the ground. And therefore, he will be insistent, he will offer a way out to the ruling theocrats in Iran. And if they don't take his offer, then he will have to resort to military operations, given the overwhelming build-up of military hardware that he has going towards Iran. Netanyahu, of course, and the Israeli government and Israel at large want to see the current regime fall. How that is achieved could be, if negotiations fail and if the Iranians stick to their hardline position, then it would have to be some kind of military operation. But Trump will give the Iranians a chance to give them a way out of this without losing too much face, which of course they will have to do. It's very difficult to see how the Iranian regime are going to accept the conditions that Donald Trump will impose on him. But Mr. Witkoff's visit is simply to explain and to calm the fears of the Israeli cabinet that the American administration are still going to adopt a very hard line during the negotiations, and if they fail, the military option is still on the table.
Right. And then, so if they fail, then when you say military operation is on the table?
Indeed. Yes, I mean, one can see the continuing build-up of hardware, and it's there for a purpose. It's not there just for show or for threats. The Chinese and the Russians have withdrawn their ships from the joint exercises they had with the Iranians just this last weekend. 2 Iranian cargo ships have been sunk in the Caspian Sea carrying arms to and from Russia. That was the Rona on January the 10th and the Caspian Shiva on January the 28th. So we don't, although this has been not generally widely reported in the media, it did happen. what caused those ships to sink, we don't know, but we can only guess it was some kind of US military operation. It's no coincidence that two cargo ships carrying arms were both sunk. So the military hardware is there for a purpose. It's not there just to simply threaten the Iranians, but if negotiations fail, if the Iranians aren't compliant with Trump's very strict demands, then the regime will face the consequences of the American military.
With that, I would like to thank Mr. Baum for joining us today and sharing that insight. Thank you. We move on to Cuba and U.S.